Namaste. As we wait a few moments for everybody to collect, I'll wait before I start speaking. About 2 or 3 more minutes. Good morning, Judith. About 2 or 3 more minutes before we start. Good morning, Erin. Oh, nice to see you. Good morning, Sarah. About 2 or 3 minutes before we start, give yourself a chance to find a comfortable seat. I think it's important to remind ourselves that this showing up part of the practice, this daily, perhaps, ritual of showing up for yourself and locating yourself and the world around you within the seat that you choose to take can really be a crucial part to get you through any given day, especially these more difficult ones. That we are very much in it together and supporting each other in this new virtual collective that is growing and expanding. And the only real way to find a sense of center, to acquire a state of balance, is to practice just that, right? That it doesn't come by wishing for it, and it doesn't come by just kind of eliminating things from your life. It comes from showing up and doing the practice. And the practice of becoming balanced, right, creates the moments of balance, right? About another minute and we will get started. Anybody showing up for the first time, this is a way for us to help each other, even though it appears to just be me here in our beautiful home, Shakti. It really is about us gathering, right? About us choosing to sit alone together and to support each other. As we practice balance, we become balanced, right? Okay. Let us tune in. Breathe in. Namaste. So thank you for choosing to show up for yourself and for us, right? And once again, this is how we gather now, right? And this sitting alone together. And as we do it, as we support each other in the attempt, we can potentially grow more balanced and more centered through this crisis. I want to start by saying a very happy birthday to my dear friend Andy. Andy and I met at Omega Institute a couple years back at a chant event, 500 people coming together to chant. And Omega Institute, in some ways similar to Shakti, is a space that holds space for the collective to come together. You know, when you're in that space, you know you're just going to become more connected to fellow man. And I'm so grateful for those opportunities and those spaces. I think it's extremely important when this crisis is over that we seek out places to congregate, where we relate to people, where we can connect to people. You know, I often use the phrase like-minded beings, and you know, the bottom line is I aspire, I hope that is each and every one of us in the U.S. and in the universe, right? That at some time in our lives we're all going to come together and realize that we are like-minded, right? That we are like-hearted, right? As big thinkers, as open-hearted beings, right? That eventually we come to the realization of the Hari Om, that we are all one, right? But until we get there, we settle for the places that kind of foster, the places that foster that nurturing connection where you know you're just going to kind of click with somebody. And Andy is one of the people that I met through these events that just spurred a beautiful open relationship. And the reason why I'm bringing him up today, not only because it's his birthday and it's nice to honor people on their special day, but because about a week or so ago we had a really nice conversation, and in that conversation he shared with me a new word, or you know, it was a word that I hadn't heard. And the word was pronoid. It sounds kind of funny, like it's even hard to say, like I have to stop and think about it before I say it. Pronoid. And it is pretty much the opposite of paranoid. Now that word we all know. That word we have all used again and again, right? There's certain words in our vocabulary as humans, or I don't know, perhaps as Westerners, that certainly become overused, like paranoid, like depressed, like stressed, right? We use these words a lot, right? And we have a tendency to live in the state of, of the negative mind, right? And kind of victims of the negative mind and how it can assault the nervous system, right? So anyway, this word pronoid that he shared with me is, I get very excited about it now. It's kind of a new part of my vocabulary as a guide, and it basically means the belief. Already, that's a nice statement, right? The belief that the universe is conspiring with you. And I think about, I really don't think this is me. I do think that this is us, because I'm fortunate enough to have very, very intimate conversations with many people that out their states of being. And I think that we share in the collective that we have this approach with life that almost like we're like in a football game, where it's all about the defense and the strategy and how to get, over there as fast as possible, and how to run, past these people that are attacking us, right? And kind of this game of resistance that we are often playing, and this game of defense that we are often playing, where it often feels like it is us, the individual us against the world, right? against the world. I mean, we can so easily look at this crisis as it has been plopped in our lap and go, why is this happening to me, right? Why is this bad thing, in this case, even happening to us, right? And we can set up, strategies, right? The defense against us and the virus, right? We've already done that, right? We're all, praying for protection and wearing our masks and stuff, but it can often seem like we're just living in a football game, right? Trying to tackle, right? Trying to get past, right? So this concept, this idea, or perhaps even this approach that we might consider walking our lives with is, Pronoid. Once again, it's kind of it makes me kind of smile when I say it, right? Because it's not really in our vocabulary, right? This belief that the universe is conspiring with us. That even during this crisis, right? Us as big thinkers, as open-hearted, like-minded beings, that we might collectively choose to crawl inside our minds, stretch it open in such a way that we can slide that in. Maybe it stays in the front, maybe it goes way to the back, I don't know. But even just that we can enter this idea that the universe is conspiring with us, working with us instead of against us. If we can find that for even a second right now, where we feel this grand assault, it could really pave the way for some extraordinary openings, right? For birthing some real creative energy, right? And how we might do that it is about changing the mind a little bit, which is one of the things that I just love being able to assist people with when we're here at Shakti is the attempt to change one's mind, right? That it doesn't have to be lock solid, rigid in all of our ideas that we know everything already, right? Entering new possibilities into the mind. And, how we can enter this new possibility that the universe is working with us during this crisis is that, blessings come disguised. Right? Way back when we started these virtual sits together, I think one of the first things I said was, everyone is waking up. And a couple weeks ago, or maybe even last week, the structure is broken. The paradigms have collapsed. Now we could look at this as tragedy and or as opportunity. That we have all been gifted this crisis to change one's mind on how we have relationship to world, to universe, to planet, to fellow man. And maybe just making enough room in the mind's eye that we insert this concept that maybe the universe is working with us right now instead of us against it or it against us, right? Dissolving the kind of football game of our existence. Okay. Breathe in through your nose. And out through the mouth. Do it again. One more, just to make sure. Move the body around a little bit. Loosen it, free it. Maybe drop the head. Right? Soften the skin. Soften the muscles. And then reapproach your seat. Perhaps from a new perspective, a new attitude. Reapproach your seat. If it feels comfortable for you, close your eyes. But please remember that as we close our eyes, it is not to shut the world out. Right? It's actually to let the world in a new way, right? We see it inside, right? We see the world inside us. We see it in our hearts, right? And we might even be able to see it in our minds, right? As we broaden our range of thinking. And soften the face. Let the body drop into whatever it is that you're sitting on. Let it sink. And just that act of letting the body drop into whatever it is that you're sitting on is this expression of giving up some resistance, of giving up some fight, right? Of giving up some defense. And as you drop, just let the chest open. Once again, this beautiful gesture, this beautiful expression of your willingness to open to new concepts, new states of mind, new thoughts to have. Dissolving some of the pathology of the mind, dissolving some of the paralyzation of the mind. And go to your breath. And just simply notice that you're breathing. That air comes in, and that air goes out. It's so simple, we miss it all the time, right? We forget. We stop paying attention. And as we take this seat together, and as we start to pay attention to the breath, as it happens naturally, without force, let it refresh. Let it refresh in such a way that we can take in this new concept today, together. Pronoid. And soften from the belly to the chest. Open up the waist and the midsection of the body in such a way that you can start to expand your breath. That it can start to take up more time and more space inside you, more space inside you. And can we support each other in the endeavor of sitting inside that spaciousness of the breath? And preparing ourselves for lung strengthening breath exercise. Empty the breath from the underbelly. And breathe in. Retain. Breathe out. Retain. 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 Release the lock of the underbelly, letting your breath go, letting your breath flow. And softening through the midsection of the body, supporting each other, sitting in observance of the spaciousness of your breath inside your body, the spaciousness of your breath inside your mind. So much so that the breath might weave in, usher in this new concept. You know, maybe the universe is, right? Maybe the universe is conspiring with us. I often say here at the studio, we show up for the maybe, for the possibility. For a few moments' time, just breathe into the collaboration of your breath as it creates possibility. And then open your eyes and flow your arms up nice and slow as you inhale. Just send them down gradually as you exhale. Flow them up slow as you inhale. Descend them down gradually as you exhale. And take a couple more rounds and just sense that the body is stretching open on the breath. But let's not stop there. As we sense that the body is stretching open on the breath, invite the mind to stretch open as well. When you're ready, float your arms up on the inhale and descend your prayer into the center of your heart, passing through your head on the exhale. Sealing the deal of this precious seat together. And breathe in. Take a moment and drop your head. Let it be held by your heart. Namaste. And thank you all for choosing not only to sit with me, but to sit with each other, that we are all supporting each other in this attempt to grow more balanced and more centered. Once again, as I mentioned in the beginning, the only way, right? The only way to find the center, the only way to acquire the balance is to practice, right? And we do that together because it ain't easy, right? It ain't easy to show up for yourself. So occasionally when you're having a difficult time, you show up for everybody else, and then you get the benefit of the experience for yourself. And that ain't such a bad thing. We're heading over to Zoom if anybody cares to do the physical practice with me. And, you know, as I've been sharing with everybody, the approach to the practice, similar to this, is I'm not really teaching anything, but just offering some guidance, a few reminders along the way so that we might experience something together, which is, you know, the richness, which is the jewel, that we might experience something, right, other than the, you know, the plague, right. So we're giving each other that chance in the physical form as we move. We're able to free ourselves from some of the stuff that plagues us. So Christine will be placing the information if you care to join us. If not, I hope to see you here tomorrow. You know, have the best day you can have, right? Let's close it up and let's send it out, right? As we find something within ourselves, right? The gifts that are birthed from this crisis, we can give that out to the world, right? And truly experience the Hari Om, right? The relationship between us and every other human on this planet, in this universe, if you will, right? May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you live with an easy heart. Namaste.